The Democratic National Committee says its computer systems have been compromised by hackers linked to the Russian government. A security firm hired after the fact says the same groups had previously penetrated networks at the White House and State Department. Here's State Department spokesman John Kirby.
It's a concern, frankly, that we raise internationally all the time with other countries as we deal with them.
One of the hacker groups gained access to DNC chat rooms last summer, while the other gained access to things like opposition research on presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump. We're joined now live by Shawn Tuma, who specializes in cyber and data security law. Shawn, what's the main reason you think this probably happened?
Just gaining intelligence. These are people, spies, who are using this as a new form of espionage, and they're gaining information on political adversaries.
And how do you think it happened? Weak password or a phishing email?
You know, all the information I've seen so far shows that these hacking groups in the past that they've identified used spear phishing, the phishing emails to get in.
All right, so for example, that would be an email that says, hey, click here, for example, and you click there, and then you expose yourself to everything.
That's right. They send it, they use deception. They make it appear as though it's a legitimate email that's harmless, and there's a link somewhere or an attachment where when you open it and click on it, there's some kind of malware that you weren't expecting that you may never even know was downloaded and put on your system.
Why do you think it took so long to discover this? I mean, some of this was happening last summer, almost a year ago.
Well, that's not unusual in the cybersecurity world to take a long time. We're dealing with very highly skilled professionals here that were attacking the DNC. And, you know, unless you have a comparable level of security in place, oftentimes you won't detect these people, sometimes forever.
Wow. So does that mean that the Democratic National Committee had a poor security system?
Relative to the risk they faced, yes, because you have to expect when you're in this level of politics that the highest level of state-sponsored adversaries are going to be attacking you. So,
how was this ever noticed then if the security system was so poor?
Well, I wouldn't say so poor. I would say poor relative to the risk.
Okay.
And in this case, they brought in, they did a cleanup of their computers over the weekend they discovered, and that's how they found it, by bringing in a professional firm that specializes in fighting this kind of a risk.
We're speaking with Shawn Tuma, who specializes in cyber and data security law. He's with us live this morning discussing the hacking of Democratic National Committee files. So now what? Is that info gone? Or is it backed up, do we know? Or they still have access to it?
Well, usually whenever you have someone in conducting these espionage operations, they're trying to go unnoticed. So they're not deleting info. They're not removing it. They're observing it and making their own copies of it without ever disrupting the functionality of the DNC systems. So that info is still in the DNC's database, but the Russians now have it as well.
Yeah. All right, speaking of the Russians, they're getting the blame here. Do we do this to them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how so? I mean, we use the same spear phishing schemes that you said before?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we use any number of techniques to get into the target, spear phishing, spoofing web page logins so that people enter their login credentials without knowing it's not the legitimate page. There's countless number of techniques that professionals use in this arena.
Is this the trending new espionage now?
Yes, sir. This is the Watergate Hotel of our time, so to speak. This is how they do it.
Very good. Hey, thanks for a few minutes. Nice talking to you. Shawn Tuma, who specializes in cybersecurity and data security law with us live this morning. It's 20 minutes now before the hour on This Morning, America's First News. Hey, reminder, by the way, that we can connect on social media. You can friend us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter with the username @ThisMorningShow. If you like a little cynicism and sarcasm, you can follow me directly @GordonDeal.